An item talking about how Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are apparently no longer living together, allegedly. And you know what? I 100%
has been full of the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
No, like cool stuff. Oh my God, great stuff.
Did Ryan Reynolds just get caught up in a brand new rumor about another woman? Because that's exactly what the internet can't stop buzzing about right now. And if even a little bit of what's being said is real, this could turn into one of the most shocking Hollywood shakeups of the year. But before anyone starts freaking out, no, there aren't any official photos or confirmations yet. Still, people are convinced something's going on because this talk didn't just appear out of thin air. A recent blind item dropped online, and let's just say it's throwing serious shade on Ryan and Blake's marriage. The post didn't name anyone directly, but it said, and I quote, "The north of the border actor and his wife have been living apart for nearly a year."
If I went, I did it, no regrets. It was amazing. Met my future wife, and we were buddies then. I remember it was funny because for about a year after Green Lantern had come and gone and all that stuff, and we were both single, we went on a double date she was on a date with another guy and I was on a date with another girl, and that was the most awkward date for their respective parties because we were just like fireworks coming across the...
It also mentioned that they're barely speaking and haven't gone public about a split because it could make things worse for their image. And come on, everyone instantly thought the same thing. A famous Canadian actor married to a huge Hollywood star? That's totally giving Ryan and Blake vibes. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Apparently, this isn't even the first time rumors like this have popped up. Earlier this year, another blind item claimed that the same actor might have already contacted a divorce lawyer. You can imagine who fans instantly connected that to: Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Now, people are asking all kinds of questions. If the whispers are true and they've been living separate lives for nearly a year, who's been spending time with him lately? No one's saying there is another woman, but the way these stories keep stacking up is definitely making the internet suspicious. And honestly, the silence from both sides is only adding more mystery to the mix. Here's where things start to twist even more. Right after that blind item dropped, another story came out, and this one didn't come from some random gossip page. Something big might be brewing. Multiple outlets are now saying that Ryan and Blake's marriage might have hit a rough patch, and the details aren't sounding great. Reports claim things between them have gone from fun and flirty to full of tension, with constant arguments and bad vibes all around. Apparently, their once playful banter has taken a harsh turn, and insiders say you can feel the difference whenever they're together. One insider even mentioned that the way they talk to each other isn't lighthearted anymore. It's sharp, uncomfortable, and far from the funny couple moments fans are used to seeing. That kind of change doesn't just happen overnight, which is why everyone's paying attention now. But here's the twist that really shook people. Remember that story Ryan told about telling Blake to get lost in front of a crowd? Turns out that wasn't just a funny anecdote for laughs. He was actually describing something that reportedly happened at a real event, and insiders are now saying it wasn't the cute, playful exchange he made it sound like. Instead, it came across as awkward and tense, and a lot of people close to them supposedly saw it as a turning point. Some friends have shared that what used to be teasing between them has started to feel more hurtful. One source even claimed that Blake has been feeling embarrassed by the way things have played out, while Ryan supposedly brushes it off like it's no big deal. That's a big change from the couple who used to joke around with each other online and make everyone laugh. Now fans are wondering if all those old jokes weren't just jokes at all, but maybe hints at deeper issues. Once you start looking back, the signs seem to be everywhere, and people online have been quietly connecting the dots for months. And honestly, it's not looking too bright right now, especially since Ryan and Blake haven't been spotted together in public for ages. The last time they were seen side by side was reportedly way back in February at the SNL 50th anniversary event. Something definitely feels off. No public events, no couple photos, no playful online banter, nothing. For a pair who built their whole image around joking with each other in front of the world, that kind of silence feels way too loud. Fans started to seriously wonder what's going on, and then came a Reddit discovery that made everyone stop scrolling. Someone noticed that if you go through Ryan's Instagram, you won't find a single picture of Blake anywhere. And when people checked for themselves, they realized it was true. His feed is full of movie promotions, business partnerships, Wrexham soccer updates, and behind-the-scenes shots with Hugh Jackman and Wesley Snipes, but not one single post with his wife. And come on, this is Ryan Reynolds, the same guy who once joked by posting a birthday picture of Blake cropped halfway out of the frame just to make people laugh. Now here's where it starts to click. If that blind item about them living apart for almost a year has any truth to it, this total social media silence suddenly makes sense. Because if everything was perfectly fine, we'd probably have seen something by now. Maybe a photo, a funny comment, or even a small post to quiet the rumors. But instead, nothing. Not a word from either of them. And honestly, that's why the internet's starting to connect dots that might not be so random. The whispers about another person possibly being involved aren't coming out of nowhere either, especially considering how Ryan and Blake's love story first began. They met on the set of Green Lantern while both were in other relationships at the time. It all started with chemistry that turned into something more, and now fans are wondering if history might be repeating itself. This silence is speaking louder than any post ever could. Now, technically, nobody's saying there was any cheating, but emotionally, things definitely started to look a little too close for comfort. Ryan and Blake's connection began during movie promotions, full of smiles and undeniable chemistry. And by the time his divorce was finalized, she was already spotted visiting him on set in Boston. So yeah, fans can't help but wonder, could history be repeating itself? Maybe that's why these new rumors about another woman are hitting so hard, because this kind of storyline isn't exactly new for him. But hold on, things get even wilder when you throw in the Justin Baldoni lawsuit. Because wow, this situation took a sharp turn. Blake ended up accusing her former co-star and director of harassment and retaliation. And at first, it just seemed like another messy Hollywood falling out. But then her legal team stepped in swinging, like really swinging. According to reports, her lawyers claimed that Justin and his team might have been hiding evidence by using encrypted messaging apps, deleting texts, and pulling all kinds of behind-the-scenes moves to cover things up. They even called it a digital smoking gun, which sounds straight out of a movie. But here's the real shocker. Justin didn't just stay quiet. He hit back big time with a massive $400 million lawsuit against both Blake and Ryan for defamation. Yes, he went after the entire household. Now imagine being Ryan, Mr. Deadpool himself, suddenly caught in the middle of a serious legal storm he didn't even start. While Blake's been trying to protect her career, Ryan's reportedly been scrambling to keep their image from falling apart. That's not romance, that's pure chaos. At this point, it's hard not to think that the lawsuit might have done more than just damage her movie. It might have shaken their marriage too. And you already know the internet wasn't going to keep quiet about any of this, because the second those blind items started spreading, fans were ready to dive in. And honestly, the takes online have been absolutely explosive. Things have gotten completely wild online. One person even claimed that Ryan might have crossed serious lines with another actress. But to be clear, none of that has been proven or confirmed anywhere. The post implied that he allegedly used his influence on set to pressure someone, which, if it were ever true, would be absolutely devastating for his reputation. But again, these are just internet claims, and there's no verified evidence behind them. Still, it shows how fast this entire situation has spiraled out of control. One moment, everyone's talking about Ryan and Blake as Hollywood's golden couple, and the next, there are accusations flying all over the place. Another person commented, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Wow, I thought there was no way they'd split. Seems like they've both just dug themselves deeper and deeper, till scandal do us part. That one definitely hit hard, because when you look at everything, the lawsuit, the silence, the distance, it does feel like their once perfect love story might be cracking at the seams, but then it got even more tangled. A different viral comment added a whole new twist, claiming that the harassment situation might have started because of jealousy and mixed feelings on set. The theory went that Blake developed a crush on someone, which supposedly caused tension at home. And according to that comment, things got so messy that it led to major fallout, both professionally and personally. Now again, none of that has been verified, but it shows how the internet loves to fill in the blanks when real answers aren't out there. If any of these whispers had even a tiny bit of truth, which is still a huge if, it would mean this marriage has been under pressure for a long time, surviving one storm after another. Fans who once called them relationship goals are now wondering if what looked perfect from the outside was actually crumbling behind the scenes. And the harshest comment of all? Someone wrote, "They're not a power couple anymore. Blake Lively's image has taken a hit, and she hasn't done enough to rebuild it in Hollywood." That one stung for fans who've loved them both for years. Whether these rumors are real or just internet drama gone too far, one thing's for sure. Their fairy tale image is definitely being tested like never before. And just when people thought the gossip storm couldn't get any messier, things took another wild turn. A so-called insider popped up online, claiming that Ryan's team has been working overtime behind the scenes to control the narrative, deleting old posts, calling in PR favors, and quietly trying to reshape public opinion before things spiral completely out of hand. Allegedly, a few entertainment pages even received requests to tone down stories about their marriage, which only made fans even more suspicious. Because when celebrities start going silent and their teams start cleaning up, it usually means something big is brewing. Meanwhile, Blake's been spotted flying solo more often, showing up at events without her ring and dodging questions from reporters like a pro. Her smiles look polite, but people are noticing how guarded she seems, and that's only fueling more speculation. One photo from a recent gala even went viral because she looked distracted all night, checking her phone, avoiding the cameras, and leaving early. The internet's calling it the soft launch of a breakup, and honestly, it's not looking like a stretch at this point. But here's the part that really sent fans into detective mode. A few sharp-eyed followers noticed that Ryan recently started following an up-and-coming actress who just wrapped a new Netflix project. She's been liking a few of his posts too, and suddenly everyone's connecting dots that maybe shouldn't be connected. The comment sections are on fire, with people wondering if she's the mystery woman everyone's been whispering about. And while there's zero proof of anything romantic, that tiny bit of social media activity has reignited every rumor that had started to die down. Now the question is, are Ryan and Blake just taking time apart to cool things off? Or are we watching the quiet unraveling of one of Hollywood's most iconic couples? A breakup can move fast in Hollywood, especially when two big careers stop fitting together the way they used to. Ouch. But that's the truth about fame. Once one person's image starts to crack, the whole brand can start slipping apart, and sometimes walking away ends up being the easiest fix for both sides. So maybe this really is the end of one of Hollywood's most adored couples, or maybe, just maybe, we're watching the quiet setup for a very public split. You know the kind, the moment when one person suddenly shows up smiling next to a friend who's been around the whole time, and everyone online goes wild connecting the dots. It's giving soft launch of a new chapter, and fans are already bracing for the headlines that might come next. Whatever happens, this story's far from over, and the internet's not letting it go anytime soon. So stay tuned, because the next move could drop at any moment. And hey, if you're loving the updates, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next Hollywood twist.